how to double your ecom brand's revenue this year. This is what this video is going to be about. We have actually scaled 80% of our e-commerce brands by a minimum of 150% over the last 180 days. And we actually see the best results coming into Q1 and Q2, which is usually the e-com's worst periods, right? So how do we do it? I'm going to show you the step-by-step process on how we do it. And I'm going to go over the things that literally no e-commerce brands does today. So let's go over it. The first thing, this is going to be the basics. This is going to be the foundations. And then I'm going to give you tips and tricks on these foundations right here. So we're going to be talking about the foundations: content, conversion rate optimization, email marketing, and paid traffic. Okay, that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And literally the only thing you need to focus on and be the best at in your industry for ecom. Obviously, this is important. It's really important that you have a good brand and you have a good product that is worth selling. You need to have some kind of social proof that you have a brand, that you have some loyal customers coming in the door, that is recurring, that is coming in the door for months ahead. Okay, so if you follow these 4 steps right here, you will 100% see success if you do it well. So why should you even listen to me? So I've been running a marketing agency now, and I've helped a little bit over 60 plus different types of e-commerce brands in different niches here in Scandinavia, US, and also in Australia. And we have been doing pretty well. Here are some of the reviews from our clients, which literally here's in hair care niche, skin care niche. Here, this is a brand that sells chargers. So if you want, you can go over some of the reviews that is basically talking about how we help them scale, how we help them become more profitable. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into that, you can do it. Some different types of breezes, knitting brand, Ovano, another brand. So a few other brands you can look over if you want. Some of our clients that we work with today on how we help them scale. Okay, let's go over the 4 foundations. Content. Step 1, content is key. Content is king. Okay, 4 areas I'm going to be talking about. It's going to be UGC, it's going to be lifestyle content, it's going to be product content, and organic content. Let's go over that. So I've analyzed a little bit over 20 different types of ad accounts over the last 3 months, and what we see works 100% the best, like 90% of the time, is UGC content, user generated content. So what is even user generated content? The best way I can try and explain UGC content is literally ads that doesn't feel like an ad. It can be very genuine. It can be an influencer in the video. It can be happy customers in the video, literally talking about how they experience the dream outcome with the product that you have, with the solution that you have. Lifestyle content, pretty similar, can be mixed with UGC in some type of way. Product content is also really, really good. It's really important to get good content for your product, images, shoots, good quality that is literally goes hand in hand with the content that you have. Okay, organic content is also really, really important. I would say organic content is one of the best ways to build your brand, build your following, build that nice feeling that your brand has, and it also can help give you a lot of returning customers. So it's really important that you focus on these 4 areas right here. If you do and you focus on it well, you're gonna do really, really well. One thing I'm gonna say is that the more, the better. Okay, there's so many brands out there that is literally just trying to make the best quality videos, make the best videos ever, but they're literally just trying to create the best content all the time without actually knowing what to do. It's kind of like when the first time you're trying to go to the gym, or first time you're trying to play football or soccer or whatever you want to say. You actually just have to put in the volume, put in the work, just do more of what you're doing. You know, is what a lot of people try to do is that they try to think too much about the content that they're making, you know. And in the start, the more the better, because the sooner you will find out what is working. Marketing is a little bit interesting because you can literally test 100 things, and the thing that you thought was going to work doesn't work, and the thing that you didn't think was going to work worked, right? So it's literally just about testing, finding out what is working, and the more the better. And when you understand what is working, now you can start with the quality and start going down on the things that is working and just do more of what is working. Just 10x that input and do more of it. So what a lot of e-commerce brands do wrong here is that they just don't produce enough. Like, you have to produce more than your competitors. How can you produce when your competitors are producing 30 videos a week? You need to produce 50 videos a week. So you need to kind of be like, you need to be steps ahead all the time, because you need more eyeballs into your brand. You need more traffic into your brand. You need more people to see your content, to see your product, and create audiences and create brands. Really important. So well, I was going to go a little bit over that in the pillar, the fourth step, I believe it was. But single images on ads and video ads is obviously how it works in when you technically set it up. You can also put in like GIFs, and also memes is what we also see work with a lot of e-commerce brands. So test that out, test some GIFs, test some memes out, and also put in some carousels ads, especially works really, really well if you do some type of bottom of funnel retargeting ads as well on top of that. Cool. Moving on. So how can you create UGC content, which I do believe is one of the best ways to generate loads of sales into the e-commerce brand today? How can you create the best UGC content that goes viral plus it converts into sales? Okay, so I would say that you can generally just create videos like a perfect length. There is really no perfect length. I would say around 10 to 60 seconds is a great period to kind of like start off with. But you can test longer videos versus shorter videos, and different influencers in the video. You can try a woman in the video, you can try a man in the video, you can try a man 60 years old, a man 20 years old, a woman 20 years old, a woman 60 years old. It's really about testing, finding out what type of person fits in the video, and also the length. You can also test the length. But this is the structure we follow. This is the structure we usually go for when making UGC content. So the first thing you need to do is to have a hook in the video. And what's really, really important is that you, for example, test 3 to 6 different types of hooks, which means 3 to 6 different types of videos for that specific product. It's really important that you make it specific. You have a problem that's specific for your ideal customer. So what a lot of e-commerce brands do wrong, and also a lot of businesses do wrong, is that they try to help everybody. And when you try to help everybody, you end up helping nobody. Okay, so it is really important to really niche down in your specific customer, specific ideal customer, and the specific problem that he or she has, and really dive into that. Okay, so you need to test 3 to 6 different hooks. The hooks is like literally one of the most important things in the video, because if they're not gonna like the hook, they're not gonna watch the rest of the video. So because people don't like ads. You know, when you're scrolling on Facebook, when an ad comes up, like most of you guys don't like it. So you need a scroll stopping hook. That's what we call it, right? A scroll stopping hook. A hook that stops you scrolling, okay? Next thing after the hook, you need a problem. So really be specific on the problem. You need to really dive deep and analyze what are the customer's biggest problems. You can also test 2, 3, 4 different types of problems here as well. But just for this video, just for this sake, I've just kept it a little bit more simple, if that makes sense. Okay, so problems. You need to show the problem that the customers are going through. Okay, and also I'm introduced here a failed solution. So you kind of want to see, you kind of want to go over, kind of want to make B-rolls of the failed solution that the customer is experiencing. And when you introduce the problem, now you can start to move into the solution, into the product. Now you can introduce the product as the solution to the problem, okay? And that's really, really important, that you give features and benefits that gives the dream outcome. Here is what a lot of e-commerce brands do wrong again, is because the brand owner usually know a lot about the product, but they can talk a little bit too much about the product, too much about the features, too much about this ingredients that has this ingredients, this and this. Really, you don't really need to dive deep on that. You just really need to dive deep on the dream outcome, the desired outcome that the customer wants to have. So be specific with the problem, then introduce the solution to the specific problem, right? That's what you need to do. Every human has problems, and we're just here as business owners, as e-com owners, to help them solve a problem. And if your product maybe doesn't have a solution to a problem, then you need to play a little bit more on brand. Then you need to play more on social proof. Then you need to build this community on why you should join this. You know, you need to create a fear of missing out. So for example, that's why influencers is so good. That's why UGC content is so good, right? So you can really just build on that, build on the community, build on that FOMO, the fear of missing out on the brand, just because you have loads of social proof, loads of people in there, loads of customers, loads of reviews. If you can play on that and use that to your ability, to your advantage, then that's gonna help you out. So, and the last thing on the video that has to be needs some type of social proof into the call to action. So when people are seeing that you've solved their problems, you've solved their need, now you need to go into the social proof that it actually works, that the product actually works. So here you can actually show the results of the product, show the results and how they got the desired and dream outcome. And you can also show reviews, how many reviews you've got, how many customer reviews that has solved that specific problem. And also be a little bit specific here. If you also sell to 30-year-old women, maybe you need 50 other reviews from 30-year-old women that actually solved that problem and got that dream outcome that they actually are on the market and actually looking for. And then last thing on the video has to be some kind of a call to action, right? For the ad to have a really good click-through rate, you need people to actually you need to give them a call to action. So what's really important on the call to action is that it doesn't need to be that long, it just has to be fast. And you can also introduce some type of urgency and scarcity into the offer as well, and then give a call to action. So for example, an example would be this week or this month or this today, we have a 20% discount or 20% offer for you. So go into the website and buy now. That's a typical call to action that we use, for example. There's many ways you can do this. So that's step 2. The content part. So the step 2 is going to be the 0, so conversion rate optimization. So what a lot of brands do wrong is that they try to run ads straight from the get-go without not really having a good website that converts into sales. So what's really, really important here is that first off, you need to improve your conversion rate and AOV. Okay, it's really, really important, but you need to understand what is your average conversion rate with your average order value. Because a brand that sells a $200 product or a $300 product might have a completely different conversion rate on average basis than a brand that sells a $30 product, right? So if you sell a $30 product, you will likely have a higher chance of having a higher conversion rate than a brand that is selling a $200 products, okay? So it's really important that you understand your baseline, right? So don't always look at like the average of all e-commerce brands in your country, in your industry, in your region or whatever, but look at the specific average order value that you have. So really important that you just dive into the AOV improvements and the conversion rate improvement task. So many ways you can do this to, for example, increase the average order value is to, for example, have upsells. So upsell them on different products. You can also do this on email marketing. I'm going to get into that as well, but optimize the cart and product page upsells. So you can introduce upsells. So for example, if you buy a pair of trousers, maybe you, let's say that your trousers is the best sellers. So now you can, for example, show 10 outfits that you can use with these trousers, for example, on an upsell on the product page, on an upsell on the cart page, for example, and also on the checkout page if you want to do that as well. So really, really important that you introduce that. Price adjustments, free shipping barriers. Okay, it's really important that you show this, introduce this to the funnel of your customer. Bundle testing as well. If you have a very low average order value, for example, the people that comes in and buys from you has a very low average order value on them, try bundle testing, try bundling up with your best sellers, try bundling up with products that make sense for your customer. And then conversion rate conversion rate improvement task is going to be like the navigation menu, collection page optimization, product page optimization, and specific landing page. So again, it's really important that you optimize these pages right here, because if you don't, you're going to have struggle. You're going to see that customers are going to fall off on some specific areas. So then it's really important to just be really, really detailed with every single step, because e-commerce is literally just about the details. It's just about the details. If you can improve a conversion rate from 2 to 3%, now you might go profitable in your business. So it's really, really important that you take this step to really, really um, yeah, you take it with the focus. Okay, so next thing is gonna be a survey. A lot of people don't understand why the customer is buying. A lot of e-commerce brands ask the customer, what was your experience with the product? What do you think about the product? What do you think about this product? But no e-commerce brands, literally nobody does this. Nobody does this. So ask people, ask customers why they bought. So after they buy from you, literally ask them, why did you buy from us today? Because if you ask 500 of your customers, for example, or thousands of your customers, and you see that out of the 1,000, that 700 writes because, yes, I saw this influencer called Maria that posted this on TikTok. Right? Now all of a sudden you know where the customers are coming from. So if I was you, I would start to collaborate with Maria because she is driving all the sales and driving all the traffic in. So then again, ask your customer why they're buying. Maybe it will be because of a problem. Maybe it will be because of some marketing strategy. So it's really, really important that you do this because now you can actually track down and see what is working and why people are buying. So please do this. Step 3 is going to be email marketing. Email marketing is one of the most important things today because Facebook ads and Google ads and TikTok ads and all these platforms are getting more expensive by the day. And if your country has a low value on your currency as well, this is gonna ruin your business. So it's really important that you really focus on email marketing because you're gonna drive a lot of new customers in. Maybe you're not gonna earn the most amount of money on the first purchase that they do, and then you need an email marketing strategy because you want your customers to come back. You want your customers to feel like they're a part of a brand and feel like they just have that amazing customer service, that amazing feeling when they're buying from you, that amazing feeling when they're part of this brand. That's what you want to do with email marketing. So if your brand is not generating at least 30% of your total sales, okay, so total sales, at least 30% should come through email. Because if not, you're doing something wrong. So the 5 areas of focus here would be list segmentation, automation, consistent campaigns, and deliverability. Okay, so the first thing is going to be list segmentation. You need to segment the list to the perfect audience. So what is really, really important here, the reason why I'm taking list segmentation as a one area of focus is that the audience needs to get relevant information that fits for them. And it also has to be personalized. Because if you don't have your lists in system, the mails might not always hit the right people. And if you don't hit the right people, they don't feel like they're going to get relevant information and it's not personalized, they will most likely drop out of your newsletter or drop out of your list. Okay? So it's really, really important that you segment the list properly. Okay? Next thing is going to be automation. You're going to have the best customer service. You're going to have the best feeling for the customer just by automating everything. You don't need to do everything manually, which is so good. We use a software called Klaviyo, which has just been working absolutely fantastic for us, for our clients, for everything, and we'll just keep on working with that. So automation, we're going to be using that. Consistent campaigns, this I really do believe is really important as well. Different campaigns, different newsletters, different season for different offers, like really be consistent with this. Deliverability, a lot of brands, for example, a lot of their emails get into spam, so it's really important that you check that out. You can use as well a website called mailgenius.com, for example, to test your email, to test the deliverability of your email to see if it doesn't go into spam. Okay, so it's really, really important that you do that. So fix your DKIM or something, DKIM and DMARC and SPF. If you fix those 3 things, you're gonna have a much higher chance of delivering into the inbox of your customer instead of in spam. Okay, so really important that you do that. Now again, do not sell the customer. Okay, email marketing is a tool to make the customer feel like they're a part of a journey. Okay, you don't want to sell them, you don't want to spam them, you don't want to irritate them. You want to create that feeling that is just so funny, that is just nice. They can't wait to get an email from you. They can't wait to get some value from you. Okay, so do not sell the customer. Give them free value about the product or service that you have. Give value 10 times and sell the 11th time. That's kind of like the rule we follow. I think it's Gary Vee that says that. It's called like jab, jab, and then hook. That's exactly what I mean. So give value, give value, give value, give value, and then you can ask them to sell, because now it's not irritating, it's not spammy. You're just giving them value 10 times and you're selling them the 11th time. So if you have some automation for this and you don't have to do this manually, you will have a much higher chance of actually increasing your sales. Okay. And then again, email marketing will create a higher LTV. This allows you to build an infrastructure that allows you to spend more. So what I mean by this is that an e-commerce brands, very many e-commerce brands, the best e-commerce brands have the best infrastructure. So what I mean by this is that they know that every time they get 100 new customers from advertising, from content, from whatever, they know that 40 or 50 or 30% is coming back. The customers are coming back because they have a great LTV, because they have a really good infrastructure within the brand. And now you can actually spend more to acquire new customers because you know that 30 to 50% are coming back and they are spending this amount of money in these 2-3 years, for example. So it takes time. It takes maybe, like, to build a business, it takes years. It takes 5 to 10 years if you want to build a really good e-commerce brand that can really just take over the whole industry, take over a whole region, take over a whole country, whatever. You need to be focused, especially on this. Okay. Step 4 is going to be paid ads. Paid ads is absolutely great to get new customers into the brand, fully automated. So keep it simple. So what I'm going to say that a lot of e-commerce brands try to do everything technically, everything difficult. Just keep it simple, because do not go against the algo. So that's the saying what we say in our team, is that do not go against the algo. We actually say that if you go against the algorithms of Zuckerberg or Meta, it would actually be arrogant, because the reason is because they basically track better. They sometimes know your grandparents much better than you do, right? And that's probably the case for 90% of people. So it's really, really important that you don't go against the algo. Just be friends with the algo. Use the algo to your advantage. So again, we can talk about being omni-channel wise. So what I mean by that is to be good at many different platforms. So you want to be good at TikTok and Snapchat and Pinterest and Google and Meta and all these platforms. Again, you can't do that. But then again, you can literally scale to multi-8 figures only by using Meta and Google, right? So focus on this. Meta and Google are absolutely the best platforms for tracking, for finding the right customers. They will literally help you. So focus on keeping it simple and focus on these 3 steps also, right? Content. If you focus 100% of your time on content and creating good landing pages and product pages and a good website that converts well, and you also have a really good infrastructure within your e-commerce brand that allows people to come back often, right? Then you can start running paid ads, in my opinion, because now you have everything set up. You have everything. You know that you have a good, healthy website. You know that customers are coming back, right? You know that you have focused on content. You know what is working. Maybe you could tested the organic content first, and now maybe you can go into paid ads. That's also one way of doing it. It's absolutely possible to start right off with paid ads. I'm not saying that's a problem, but focus on these steps right here. Okay. So again, on paid ads, we're gonna have 5 areas of focus. It's gonna be account structure. So how do you set up your account technically on advertising? Top of funnel traffic, retargeting, and converting within KPI with cost per acquisition and new customer per acquisition, and optimizing and scaling. Okay, so again, account structure, try to keep it very, very simple. Okay, so what we do here, I can give you guys a quick brief on that. We always focus on the top of funnel traffic. Focus on the top of funnel traffic, focus on these campaigns that go broad. Broad is literally what is working the best here, right? For most brands. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I've analyzed over 30 different ad accounts in these last 6 months, and what is working the best is broad, 100%. So focus on going broad most of the time, and then if you focus on the steps before, content, landing pages, email marketing, good infrastructure, all these things I talk about, now you can focus on 100% on these things and keep it simple on the paid ads. So what we do here is that we test the top of funnel. We test, for example, we have 2 different types of campaigns. It's a prospecting campaign, and we have a winning ads campaign. So what we do in the prospecting campaign is what we literally just test different creatives, different UGC content, different products, different offers, different variations, different audiences. Like, we really go into depth with testing content, creative, text, copywriting, all these things. Okay, so that's what we spend most of our time on. But then again, we do also, for example, test a middle of funnel campaign. So a middle of funnel campaign is what we usually target people that is a little bit warmer audience, right? But then again, most of the time, the top of funnel traffic, the broadened campaigns usually does that for you. So you don't need to do this, in my opinion. But we do test it anyway. So we have a middle of funnel campaign where we literally test a little bit warmer audience. So for example, people that has visited Facebook page, visited Instagram page, but has not made a purchase, for example. That's the middle of funnel. You can also test bottom of funnel. So for example, people who has went into add to cart, went into checkout, was like this close to making a purchase, but didn't make that purchase. So we're literally just trying to retarget them, literally trying to get those customers back to make them buy from us. And the last thing is going to be a retention campaign. So the retention campaign literally goes towards people that has already bought from before, but they need to buy again, right? You buy a shampoo, and when your shampoo is empty, you need another shampoo. So if you're getting retention ads, you might have a higher chance of actually people buying that shampoo again, if that makes sense. So we also test those campaigns. Top of funnel traffic is the most important thing. That is what we care about. If you have good ads, good content, good landing page, good email marketing, good infrastructure within your e-commerce brand, and you're going towards the top funnel, and you're generating a good return on ad spend, you have a really good chance of scaling your e-commerce brand. Okay. So converting within KPI, again, really, really important that you understand your numbers. I don't know exactly where you are at within your e-commerce brand, but let's say you are an e-commerce brand that is very new. It's a very new e-commerce brand. Here's really, really important that you understand your break-even return on ad spend. You understand the cost of goods, where you go profitable and where you do not go profitable. Okay, really important to understand these KPIs and how much it's costing you to get a customer in, how much it's costing you to pay Facebook to get a sale. What return on ad spend do you need to have? What cost per acquisition do you need to have for you to go profitable? So it's really important that you understand these numbers, and then again, like really dive deep into the other KPIs like click-through rate, like cost per click, frequency, hook effectiveness, conversion rate, like I was talking about. All these things also is really, really important to track and understand where the customer is falling off. And you can also track, for example, add to carts and in your checkout. Now you know exactly where the customers are dropping off. Now you know where the customers, maybe they're not clicking on the ads. Okay, if you have a low click-through rate on your ads, for example, that might be because you have a really bad creative, really bad content that doesn't really, the customer doesn't really understand the content, and doesn't really fit with them, for example. Maybe you have a really high click-through rate, but sales are still not coming into the door. Then it might be a zero problem, right? So really dive deep into the KPIs. And if you're a little bit more experienced brand, maybe if you have anything from between $50,000 a month to $100,000 a month, for example. Now again, it's really important to really strategize how much it does it cost to get a new customer, and how much does it cost to get back the old customer, right? So how much does it cost you to get a new customer, which is usually a bit more expensive, and how much does it cost you to get back the same old customers? So there is really important to have a really fair line between how much does it cost for a new one and how much does it cost for an old one. So if you can just track that down properly, then you're going to have a much higher chance of actually increasing the sales even more. And then a lot of what we do, I'm kind of like going a little bit topic here, but just giving you that free value to you guys. So what we do for a lot of the biggest e-commerce brands that is scaling into $50,000 a month to $100,000 a month and upwards is that they get some sort of tracking software. So here, if you can, for example, use a software called Triple Whale or a software called Northbeam. Northbeam is for WooCommerce, and Triple Whale is for Shopify. Those are the most typical softwares and platforms that we work with. Then again, you need to have some sort of software like this, a true ROAS software, because now you need to actually track the specific customer, because customers are coming from anywhere. They're coming from Facebook, they're coming from Google, they're coming from organic, they're coming from search. So now you need to actually track down what the ideal customer journey is. So you know exactly how to tailor your marketing strategy towards their journey, right? So now you know exactly how much the new customer, how does it cost you for a new customer, and also how does it cost to get back the old customer. So Then the last thing is gonna be literally about optimizing and scaling. So finding out what works, looking at the KPIs, looking at what content works, looking at what product is selling the best, looking at what product pages fits best with your ads. Like now you can really just optimize and just 10x the input on this. So for example, if you have content with 25-year-old women talking about X problem, and this is the solution that they got, focus on doing this. Focus on the winning concepts. Do not change your winning concept, right? You can iterate on the winning concept. So for example, you can take your best winning videos, take your best fitting ads, never turn them off, at least they go profitable if they go profitable. And then you can start iterating on these winning concepts. For example, you can have another influencer, maybe a 30-year-old influencer. Maybe you can use a 60-year-old influencer talking about that same concept and same problem. Maybe you can change the hook. Maybe you can change the call to action. Maybe you can get some more views into the videos. It's so many ways you can iterate on the winning concepts to keep building. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be it. That's how we scale. That's how we help our e-commerce brand. So if you want to scale, you can also book a call to see if you're a good fit. It's gonna be right below this link on this video. And yeah, good luck with your e-commerce brand. Good luck this year. And yeah, let's scale.